Okay, that's cute. Hi, collective. Welcome to Truth Heals 1111. My name is Chloe. Thank you for watching this video at this very moment. So I've had a busy day. My intuition has been screaming at me all day today, right? So I planned out my day and I decided to share this with you. Um, I'm going to do a reading here right now, whether or not you are on the same frequency that I am on or the same timeline, you may be able to resonate with this or not. Um, but I am about to pull some cards and I'm about to tap in. So let me explain this. Well, before I begin, I hope each and every one of you are feeling great, confident, successful, determined, and loved. Because if not, I love you, and don't you forget that you are loved. Um, so okay, Clark, this is everybody. This is what happened to me yesterday, right? So I'm laying in bed, right? Let me not lie to you, right? I was just listening to tarot card readings all night long, right? And I was just listening to the story, blah blah blah. But I wasn't making anything fit, right? I was just listening to it. I wasn't affected by the story or anything like that, but I took it as if I put myself in somebody else's shoes, right? And I'm like, oh my God, what if, people did try to do this to somebody, right? How would I feel? And, I would be there to defend that person, right? Um, so it kind of made me feel like, you know, um, maybe I need to do a protection spell or something like that, right? But I didn't do it. So I was eating some yogurt, right? And my intuition said something said put some on your altar. And I have the little short the cheesecake. It's two things and you just add the cheesecake flavoring, right? You mix it together. It's really good and it's yogurt, right? So I'm having that and then I hear put some on the altar. So I put it on the altar, right? Now, I had put that there. Then I came back to bed. And even though my phone was playing, I fell asleep. Now, this is what gets me, right? Because when I wake up in the morning and before I go to bed, I pray. So I prayed, right? And, thanking God for another day, I was a better person than who I was yesterday. When I went to sleep, I had a dream. Let me explain this to you, how this dream looked, right? So it was not sunny, but it was not dark. Can we say like a cloudy day, right? It wasn't gray, but it wasn't all sunshines either. Now, let's see, there's a road in the middle. I was standing on one side of the road, and there was two white wolves beside me. But the road wasn't so big. It was just like a little path, like something right there in the middle, right? Now there's two wolves standing beside me. And then on the opposite side, there was a gray black wolf, and it was just looking at me and the two white wolves, and it was growling, right? I seen the wolf. The wolf looked at me. The white wolves didn't even do anything. They were just, standing beside me. And I could not understand what this dream interpretation meant. So this morning, after the gym, after going to work, I'm on Google and I'm researching my dreams and things like that, right? And it was talking about like so the two white wolves representing like my purity, right? And then on the other side is the gray wolf that was growling at me, which represents the shadow self of me. But I still don't know what that means because I again, two white wolves were beside me, but the grayish black wolf was on the opposite side and it was growling at me. And then again, like I said, my intuition was calling for me to do a tarot card reading. Now, I'm not sure what's going to come out in the reading. I am going to ask Alexa if she can interpret this dream. But we're going to pull some tarot cards and I'm going to see what it means. And if this dream message may resonate with you, I hope that this dream message would be able to help you in some way, shape, or form. And again, thank you for choosing Truth Heals 1111. If you need to send me an email, you can hit me up at truthheals1111 at gmail.com. I cleanse the energy. I have my little tea. Oh, shout out. You guys, if you have social media, you can go on Facebook, or any social media. I got this new glass mic. It says Recovery Strong. If it's a group made for people that are recovering from so many things. My friend is a part. He manages the group. He gave me this mug. I'm waiting for my shirt, right? Also, with my natal chart, and I have a mentor. If you are looking for a mentor to do a natal chart analysis for you, his name is Anthony. You can go to his website. It is called ACES, ACES, of one, OFONE.com. So again, acesofone.com, and he will I mean, it does cost, but he will give you a natal chart, kind of look out for your sign and things like that. He also does tarot card readings as well. So shout out to a mentor and a friend who showed up for me, when I least expected it. So thank you. What a blessing. Okay, let's begin. Alexa, I had a dream last night and I was standing with two white wolves. On the opposite side of the of this was a dark gray wolf, and it was growling at me. What does this mean?
Your dream about the wolves sounds powerful, Chloe. The two white wolves might represent your inner strength and optimism, while the dark gray wolf could symbolize challenges you're facing. It's like your mind is showing a balance between light and dark aspects of yourself.
Okay. So collective. Um, that's it. So that's Alexa's version of what the two white wolves and the dark gray wolves symbolize. Let's tap in on this energy to see what is currently either going on, whether this is me because I'm you, or this is somebody that's in our energy. We just don't know. So let's tap in. Spirit, ancestors, most high, give me the truth and the clarity in this situation. Help me to see what I need to see. Help me to understand what I need to understand. So we got light and dark aspect of ourselves. Let's see. I got Temperance, King of Swords. Temperance talks about balance. King of Swords talks about truth, standing in truth, speaking truth, living in truth, acting on truth. Okay, so this is our truth, balance, and truth. King of Cups, Temperance. King of Cups means emotionally intelligent. Temperance means balance. So not only am I not well, collective, if you resonate, not only do we speak on truth, but we're logical as well. So this is being logical and emotional balanced. Confirmation. King of Pentacles, Temperance. And the King of Pentacles energy, this means that we are grounded. We self-reflect before we make any decisions. The outcome is for the greater good, for peace, for humanity, for growth, for expansion, for evolution, for changes that need to be made, so we can be able to thrive in today's world. Justice and temperance. What is fair and what is balanced. Seven of Swords to the Temperance. Anytime any conflict may arise from set person, place, or thing, everything must be balanced. Ace of Wands to the Seven of Swords. Anytime there is trickery in your energy collective, just know getting through it will always welcome a new beginning. Or the desire for a new beginning. And there's always going to be justice in a Seven of Swords. Okay. There's always going to be justice found in the trickery. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. We're going to sip on this tea while also pulling the tea. Let's see what's in the energy. Collective, clear your mind, clear your thoughts. As you watch me, I cannot do a personal read unless I actually see you in front of me. So this is just pulling on the energy signature as a collective of whole. Now, give me 1 second because I do have a steak on the stove. Hold on. Perfect. It's perfect. Okay. Let's see what is going on in the collective energy. Spirit, Most High, Ancestors, Ascended, Master Spirit Guides, give me the truth and the clarity, whether high, medium, or low vibration. Collective, the world. Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo. Whether you have this in your chart, this means the ending of a cycle. Ten of Wands in reverse. Collective, we have dropped every burdens that we seem to have carried for such a long time that could have created mental and emotional conflicts within ourselves. And when this means ourselves, anytime we deal with anything mentally and emotionally, we internalize things. And sometimes things are left unsaid. People do look for closures or wanting closure or anything like that. But what if you don't get closure? That's doing the inner work to be able to heal yourself and drop the burdens that no longer serve a purpose. So, collective, if this is you in this energy, you have closed the cycle and dropped the burdens. Confirmation. We are no longer to hurt. We are no longer accepting pain or hurting from pain caused by people, places, and things that we did not deserve. Knowing that the intentions were pure, they were good, and they were whole. Let's see, out. What I'm saying is, if you were innocent in a situation, collective, and in regards that if somebody hurt you and you did not deserve it, we understand. We all have to learn these lessons, but we're going to heal from them and we're going to drop them burdens and not take a look back at what hurt us, but use that experience to shape us and to move forward. It started with a few strands. Okay. It's on commercial on YouTube. What else, Spirit? Show me the world to the Ten of Wands in reverse. Too many. This is too many. Show me the world to the Ten of Wands in reverse, Spirit. Show me the Wands to the... I got the Page of Cups to the Three of Cups in reverse. Page of Cups to the Three of Cups in reverse. right, Spirit, show me this Page of Cups to the Three Cups in reverse. Show me the Page of Cups to the Three Cups in reverse. The Seven of Cups to the Knight of Wands. Upright. Okay. So let me break this down for you, Collector. Okay. So closing the cycles, out with the old, in with the new. The Page of Cups to the Three of Cups. Seven of Cups to the Knight of Wands. Collective, you may be cautious, people, places, and things that may not reciprocate with you. So right now you could be exploring other options in regards to the Knight of Wands energy. Is setting your intention, setting your goals, setting your focus forward. Um, yeah. So you may have trust issues, you may be a little bit guarded. You may still be holding on to some sort of fear or insecurity in regards to people, places, and things. And Seven of Cups in the Knight of Wands as well. Um, you've been hurt before, but you've been hurt to the point to where it's almost like you are now exploring your options, or let's say we are now exploring our options, even though we focus driven, focus oriented, focus centered in order to move forward with a direct path. Give me one more second. Okay, yeah, my bad. I had to treat myself, you guys. I went and bought me a T-bone steak. I'm making me some hash brown with some scrambled egg with cheese. Quit playing with it. What else, Spirit? The Tower to the World. The Five of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. Collective, if you have walked away from people, places, and things, um, people, places, and things are going through a moment in time to where it is a lot of unfortunate events. The Tower to the Five of Pentacles. People, places, and things. If you have walked away from them, if we have walked away from people, places, and things that no longer serve us, those people, places, and things are having a tower moment because they are being left out in the cold. They no longer have access to you, and you no longer want the access to them. People could be reflecting on how they played their hand and then how you showed up and played yours. What else, Spirit? And now the Eight of Swords. People feel stuck in the decisions they made regarding you. What else, Spirit? Strength to the Sun. Hold on, there's another card. Strength to the Sun to the Ten of Pentacles. Collective, right? Okay, let me just keep this 100 with you, right? Each and every one of us show up differently in this world. We attract who we are to other people, places, and things, and those things that we feel are inviting to us, or we think that we're welcome to by our own perception. Now, when those same things that we encounter, we come across, seem to, um, and let me remind you, we're showing up individually with it, each everybody having their own gift, their own personality, their own uniqueness, right? When it comes to people, places, and things. Um, and how it's almost like, how do I say this? Let me use this on my aspect, right? Um, I'm a good person, right? I'm cool. I'm cool with it, right? I'm happy. I'm happy. Yeah, happy go lucky. I'm friendly. I give to the people. I help people. I do so many things, right? And people are attracted to me. Um, I don't look for the rewards of what I do, right? But I just know that I'm blessed when I give. And with that, right, I can attract good things and bad things, right? There was one point in time that my perception of, you know, that everybody was always good, that, there are people that are my friends, and there's places that love me, and there's things that I want to do that, but I was only looking at the perception of things, right? And no matter how I show up, I was always going to show up for people, places, and things, which represented the two white wolves in my dream, right? Because my intentions were always pure. Confirmation. My intentions were always pure. Um, I never like to see anybody hurt because I know what hurt and pain feels like. Um, I can't save the world, but I try to save as many as I can, collective, right? And my whole life, it feels like I've always been on this journey where it's like a mission, right? And then I do the mission, and now I'm off to another mission. Then I'm off to another mission. So I never ended up staying long in just one place. I was always experiencing something new somewhere else at the same time, learning from those situations. Now, the way people showed back up for me, right, reflected on who they are. And that made me a little bit stronger in my earlier years, right? Because I was naive, I was gullible, but I just couldn't see yet, right? Because I still wanted to give people the benefit of the doubt. People, places, and things the benefit of the doubt, right? All last year, right? Um, Instead of me just being all out there and things like that, knowing how I show up and what I bring to the table, people revealed to me who they were. Um, and it opened my eyes, right? Because I could no longer see things from a perspective of, let me give you the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? Let me always be there for you. Let me, what's wrong with you? Let me cater to your needs, right? Let me stop what I'm doing so I could help you. Because that was me, right? Um, After so long, right? Even family members, friends, jobs, the things that I thought wanted, my perception had really changed. Um, People started to really show their hand. And at first it was a shock, right? Because it wasn't that I wasn't accepting of it. Um, I was just disappointed at how people, places, and things, um, who they are, right? It's very disappointing, but people are who they are. For me, I did a clean sweep, right? I let go of people, places, and things, right? Now, not only that, right? But I did a clean sweep on everything. Those same people, places, and things, I cleaned out anything that was connected to those same people, places, and things, right? Because I was fighting for my peace. I was fighting to heal. I was fighting to grow because nobody wanted the peace. Nobody wanted to heal. Nobody wanted to grow. And I had to look for resources to help me through certain situations, right? Um, I did have a power greater than myself, but my intentions were always pure. Now, on the shadow self of me, let me tell you this, in my past, anybody that would have done anything against me, I would have sought revenge, and I would have sought revenge in the worst way. But my intuition led me to not act out on who I used to be, and work on healing myself and changing from who I used to be. And in regards to that, those same people, places, and things that I have let go of no longer have access to me. And with that, I have a peace of mind. I have freedom. I'm okay I'm okay being alone. Because when I'm alone, right, maybe I'm free, right? I live my best life being free. With the strength assigned to the Ten of Pentacles collective. This is the energy that this is why I do tarot card readings, right? Um, as you know, as we resonate with the stories, and if your story reflects like mine, right? We can understand those family, those friends that betray us. We can understand those jobs that let us go for no apparent reason, right? Or discrimination, or just any simple thing, knowing that that's not what we deserve, right? Or the things that get taken away from us and why they were taken away from us. Nobody never knows, but it was meant for a reason. And I see that now, because in order for me to elevate in my life, I had to go through these situations to learn, to grow, and to heal myself. No longer was I going to allow any person, place, or thing come into my life and think that it is going to, again, play with me. And most of the time, people thought that they left me in the Five of Pentacles. This is what they did, right? And I just did a reading on this, right? Where people think, people get off on doing other people wrong, right? But the problem is that, whether I'm a Scorpio, and whether, this is about your strength, collective, life is about how strong you are internally in order to go through life cycles, in order to find your way out of situations that are blocking you, stopping you, even humbling you. This is the strength that you will have to have when dealing with certain situations, obstacles, adversity. Now, if you were to cause this, you're only going to reap karma. If you leave something out in the cold unfairly, you will be left out in the cold. You lie on somebody, somebody will lie on you. You cheat on somebody, somebody's going to cheat on you. You know what I'm saying? It's all about your strength and your intentions, which is what's going to help you grow in life. Again, my shadow side was used to be that. I used to steal. I used to manipulate. I used to lie. But I reaped what I had sown because it never got me anywhere. And I always said I want to change, but I always stuck to it because that's what I was comfortable with. For me, um, I'm older, I'm wiser, I'm smarter. I know better, which is why the strength assigned to the Ten of Pentacles means that I have the strength within me to be authentically myself. I don't care what anybody's going to say, what anybody's going to think, what anybody is going to do in regards to what's going on outside of me. Now, come here into my own little space, then it'll be a problem. But until then, anything outside of me it won't affect me. Um, because as a human being, I worry about the roof over my head, the food on the table, the clothes on my back, and being able to, live another day. To the sun, what's done in the dark will always come to the light. It's inevitable. Um, so again, collective, if anybody has thought they have gotten over you, have played you, did you wrong, treated you unfairly, rejected you, lied on you, cheated on you, threw you under the bus, talked about you, whatever they did, they had free will. That was their choice. Now, depending on if you would have caused that, then that action would have been justifiable. But if you were innocent, you will reap what you sow. The Tower to the Five of Pentacles means this is that dark wolf, the shadow self, people that are of the shadow. Their life is falling apart because they are in the Five of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. Let's even do this scientifically, right? We have a conscious, we have a subconscious. Our conscious may justify our actions and the choices that we make. Now, we can do the right thing or we can do the wrong thing. The choice will always be yours because you have free will. Now, let's say you decide you want to get a come up off of doing the wrong thing. Consciously, in that moment, you think you win. But at the same time, if it hurts another person, that's going to eat at your subconscious. And let me give you an example of how the conscious and the subconscious work. I was watching a YouTube video, and this lady, she had got pissy drunk, and it was one of these police videos, right? She got pissy drunk. She got behind the car, and while she was driving, she drove into a park, and a young man was like getting ready to cross on a bridge. And she was so drunk that she ended up hitting this young man, and she killed him. The next thing you know, she's in police headquarters, and she's like, "Why am I here?" She was like, "Why am I here? Why, what am I doing here?" Um, hold on. Okay, let me turn this down. So the police understood that she was being detained, right? And she's just coming down off of alcohol, and she's crying, "Why am I here? Why am I here? Why am I here?" The detective comes in, right? And at the same time, she's like, "I need to call my kids. I need to call my kids. I need to call my kids." The detective comes in, and he says, "Do you remember what you were doing?" And being under the influence of alcohol, right? She said, "I was just driving in the park, and I thought I saw a dog run across the car, so I tried to avoid it, and I kept driving, and then I blanked out." And they had told her that, "No, ma'am, you ran into a park and you hit a young man and you killed him." Now, remind you, she has kids. Um, in her subconscious, she will always have to live with that very moment. To where she decided to get drunk, and she was so delusional that she killed another human being, knowing that she had kids of her own, knowing that she was going to have to face that young man's parents in court over what she did. So never think, collective, that anything that we justify consciously will sit right subconsciously. With the strength of the sun and the Ten of Pentacles, everything has to be balanced out. Everything has to be made fair. You do wrong, you get wrong. You do right, you will always be blessed. Remember, which side do you sit on? Where do you represent yourself? Do you represent yourself with good character, good morals, good values, good hygiene, good everything? Or do you represent yourself as low vibrational, dirty, horrible, mean, angry, resentful, things like that? But you have to choose because you will reap what you sow. The Nine of Swords says people right now are subconsciously binded to the actions that have been taken. On the opposite end, collective, the dream that I had, the two white wolves that were standing beside me, the purity of my heart, of my intentions, of my love that I ever give so freely, I would want to be reciprocated back to me. Because if you cannot reciprocate love back to me, then why even engage? Why even be bothered? Why don't you just leave people alone that choose to love other people, that choose to help other people, that choose to do for other people? The choice is yours, collective. Let's see. And I don't even know why I say collective. My people. Because you're not a collective, you're not a group. This is my people. What side do you choose? Because I'm going to need each and every one of you to decide which side are you going to sit on. Are you going to sit on goodness and purity and love, or are you going to sit on the dark side of anger, resentment, trials and tribulations, conflicts, and stay there? The star. Hi, star. The star. The star means healing. The star means that there is a bigger purpose that's greater than all, each and every one of us. You were designed for a specific purpose while you walk this planet. Do you not understand who you are and your purpose in life? And if you don't, this means I would start questioning, what is my purpose? Why am I even alive? Why am I even here? Why was I created? Because when you start asking yourself that, then you start looking for what the answers with it comes from within you. It's internal. It's nothing external. I am in the world, but I am not of the world. Of If I'm of the world, I get blinded off of what I'm supposed to be doing. Let's say this, there's a lot of Nike commercials, there's a lot of fast food commercials, there's a lot of business commercials, there's a lot of money commercials, da 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 da. That is of the world, or in the world. I am amongst all of you, but I am not of the world. All that does not impress me. My passion and my purpose is what makes me happy, what brings me gratification. Now, when I meet other people, places, and things, those things also have to be balanced and in alignment. If not, they will be removed. So, again, if you know your passion and your purpose and you've chosen a side, then you will be at the strength, the sun, and the Ten of Pentacles. The opposite, you have four cards. If you're on the opposite side, again, the Ten of Pentacles, the Sun, and the Strength. The opposite is the Tower, the Five of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. You have to choose the life that you want. You have free will. And then ultimately, the Star. Whether you get it now or you get it later in life, you will heal. You will have to grow. You will have to elevate your consciousness. You own confirmation. You will have no other choice. Because when you don't have nothing at all and you're left with nothing at all, nobody to turn to. Who can you call? Who can you depend on? Who trust you to be around? It is going to push you to get out of that situation, and you will have to heal. Let's see. What else, Spirit? Which means, like me, okay, so the interpretation of the two white wolves was the purity, the intentions, and now the shadow side. So I see the shadow and then I see the purity. Okay, Spirit, now show me the confirmation, show me my dream. What does the two white wolves and the shadow wolf mean? Three of Pentacles, Four of Wands. Three of Pentacles talks about the commitment. Um, Let me see. Give me one more card for the four. Give me one more card before I say what I need to say. Give me one more card, Spirit. Okay, I got two more. The Six of Pentacles to the Four Cups. Okay, got it. Just what I had suspected, right? Three of Pentacles is what we commit to, right? We wake up in the morning, we committed to going to work. We are committed to paying bills. If you have a lover, you're committed to your lover, right? If you have children, you're committed to your children. If you have animals, you're committed to your animals. If you have friends, you're committed to that. Whatever your schedule, your routine looks like, this is what you commit to on a daily basis. This is where all your focus goes, right? Your friends, your family, your career, da 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 da. We have so many aspects that makes each and every one of us. We all are different, right? Spirit is saying to be mindful what you are connecting to. Um, because the Four of Wands is in reverse. Um, Listen here, I'm not even playing. I do background checks and everything. I do background checks, right? When people be talking to me and stuff like that, right? Now I'm a Scorpio. You know, I'm gonna find out the T in a heartbeat. I'm gonna find out what's going on, da 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 da, because somebody's gonna tell me, right? I'm gonna get the information regardless. So before I make any moves, I do my research because whatever things that you commit to could be stopping your forward progress, right? That family member that you love, right? That's so toxic can be the same one to block your blessing. That same friend, right? That you're inspired to go towards your dreams, right? Or you to ask that friend, you just bought an outfit and you were like, "Oh, how does this look on me?" Right? You may have that one friend that says, "No, that's ugly," which changes your mindset to impress your friend. Let's see what else. You know how family members are so quick to say you don't need to be doing that, or oh, let me stop it. Um, it's just having the wrong people that's surrounding you, right? Because having the wrong people can really block your blessings and what's meant for you. Hanging around the wrong people will really take you off of your alignment. Having the wrong people around you will distract you from what you really should be focused on. Um, Being in the wrong places, so many people get into accidents, right? And what do they say? I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. So being around in the wrong places and wanting those things that you're really should have um, can really leave you unstable if you keep committing to it. The Six of Pentacles to the Four Cups. Now we go back to who's there for you, like you're there for them. This represents the the purity of your heart, right? And then the shadow aspect of you. And what I mean by that is you could be a giver, right? You could be when somebody's down, you want to lift somebody up, or you see somebody that wants help, and you want to just put your time, your energy, and your focus on helping that person. But say you do that, right? You help that person become a better person. They land their feet on the ground and they start doing good in life, right? And it's not that you need them, right? Because you're just doing what you like to do. But then they turn around, the same person you help, that same person treats you like you're an enemy. The Six of Cups to the Four Cups. If you're a giver, you're going to attract takers. If you're a taker, you know who givers are. It just never fails. Know your role with who you commit to and who you give to. Because that right there, my friend, is going to be blocking your blessing. So again, it is with your pure intentions that you also need to be aware of the shadow side. Um Again, I'm aware of my shadow side because I once was a taker. But after learning so many consequences of people taking from me, I learned who to give to and who not to take from. Confirmation. You can't give to everybody, nor can you take from anybody. Okay, so while the people that are in their shadow energy goes through being binded, subconscious thinking of the action that we're taking, left out in the cold, and going through a tower moment, I want you to check your heart. I need you to take a look at your past and your present. Is your heart pure? Have you made amends to yourself? Have you made amends to other people? Have you cleaned your slate clean? Have you, like, it's almost like receiving atonement, right? For any past decisions that I'll say for me, I have went into atone give putting an atonement on my behalf because I was so young and naive, right? And I asked for forgiveness, and I was able to be forgiven. But that came with the changes that I needed to make within myself, right? And people love me, right? And they tell me when I need to change. They say, "Hey, Chloe, you need to take a look at this, or you should take a look at that," right? And that makes me a better person, but that makes somebody that I can call my friend. Because they make me aware of my behavior so I can focus on changing that. When people don't make other people aware of their behavior, then they'll keep existing in that behavior and nothing will never change. Some people don't even want to hear it. Some people don't. They don't want to hear that their behavior. Um, I have family members that are. I have a family member, two, a couple of them. They are being haunted by demonic spirits. I kid you not. I am getting called on the phone talking about. Now I'm somewhere across the globe, but they think that there is demons following them. Baby, that ain't nothing but the subconscious. Um, because they did an act of hurtful and harm to somebody that did not even deserve it. So while people are going through that I know, collective, if we are on the good side and we have a higher power, we clear our slate, we've asked for atonement, um we forgive, and then we've been forgiven, then we can receive our spiritual inheritance. Now, the spiritual inheritance is not only money, right? But it's recognizing your passion, your purpose, your God ordained gifts that you were meant to do. And when you are listening to your intuition, you are following your God ordained gifts and you like to do what you like to do. It's one, okay, I'll say it like this. It's one thing where people force themselves up at 8 o'clock to be at work by 9 o'clock. They sit up and they're like, oh God, another day of work. I can't wait till this gets better and that gets better. The reason why is because they're not living in their purpose. When you like to go to work because you like doing what you do, you don't have a problem with getting up at 8 in the morning. But those people that are not in alignment, they complain, they whine, they da 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 da, and they're out of sync. They're out of alignment. But when you get into an alignment with your purpose, it's wish fulfillment. It's everything you ask for comes from not only spiritual, but it comes from mental, emotional, physical, financial. This is why I talk a lot about healing in my tarot card reading. Um, it's a good thing to heal those pains and those open wounds that we keep open because we need something to hold on to because we think that's what makes us. No, that was never to make you, and it was never to break you. It was to make you stronger, strong enough to know that you can get through anything. That what is that? What is that little Wayne song? What's a goon to a goblin? What am I getting? Spirit, anything else? Queen of Cups energy. Love is the highest frequency. If you don't love what you do, you're going to dislike what you do. You're going to have anger. You're going to have resentment. If you don't love the people around you, you're going to have you're going to dislike those people. If you don't like the things that you have in your life, you're going to dislike the things that you have in your life. You need to choose a side. How do I break this down with the Queen of Cups energy? Um, I'm in my Queen of Cups energy collective, right? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy, right? So I'm in my Queen of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, Sun, and Strength, right? You are looking at somebody that has been down in the trenches, right? I have been down um in the hood, in the streets, learning how to get it out the mud. There was no help. There was nobody around. I've always had to do things alone. Maybe with a little bit of guidance, I was still able to accomplish things. But most of the things that I had to do was alone. Um, when I came into the healing phase of the journey, I found that I was not alone. That there were um, people that thought like me, that truly needed the things that I needed. Um, the goals, the idea, the aspiration, the dreams. Instead of me feeling like I was alone, I was introduced to a new family, in which I was able to heal. Now they're not all blood, but they are somebody that I can call my brother, my sister. They are somebody that have adopted me as their daughter. There's some that, like I have, I don't know. I think I got like three fathers now and like five mothers. I got three fathers and five mothers, and each and every one of them don't play about me, right? Um, but who would have thought that in my shadow self that I was going to see the pure self of who I truly am? It was when I surrounded myself being when I found like this is what I like to do, collective, you guys. I like to do tarot card readings. This is my passion. This is my purpose. Plus, I'm intuitive, right? Um, this is what I like to do. Um, and I'm happy doing it. And I'm surrounded by people that make me happy. Um, do I dislike some things in life? I do. But the only thing that I can do is I can change me. And by changing me, I elevate my consciousness, I elevate my energy and my purpose, and my blessings always elevate. So I guess with this dream message, I now understand why I had the dream of me standing there next to two white wolves, and then on the opposite side was the dark and gray wolf, the shadow side. So collective, know your light, know your dark, and be able to balance both. Um, with the shadow self, we see the demons, we see the dark side, we know the dark side. We just learn to live above it. So thank you for choosing Truth Heals 1111. I'm glad that I shared my dream message with you. If it resonates with you, it resonates. If it don't, it don't. But again, I was compelled to do that. I love each and every one of you. I will see you guys this weekend coming up in what, 4 more days, 5 more days. I will be back with you guys on Friday to check in with some more reading. Until then, have a great night. I love you. You guys, it was a Monday. Get some rest because we got a couple more days to get through before we get to the weekend. Have a good night, everybody.